Any mistake. Okay, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening.
This is Miss Natalia, the head of the international admission, the esteemed University Volgograd. And let us discuss many important things about this reputed university with ma'am. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Really, this university is a well-reputed, not only in Russia and Middle East, India, etc. Would you please explain about our infrastructure facilities, faculties, and all other facilities here?
Well, okay, thank you for nice questions. So we'll start to say a few words about the Volgograd State Medical University. A university was established in 1935, and since 1962 it has been accepted international students. So more than 45,000 doctors in 127 countries worldwide are now working as Russian doctors, as we used to say.
Okay.
So, and as for a university itself, it is located downtown Volgograd, formerly named Stalingrad, which is quite famous worldwide, at least in the European part of the world. And we have a central building of the university, and we have other facilities like other education buildings. We have hospitals, we have hostels, which are equipped with the security system, which are equipped with the Wi-Fi for sure, which are equipped with the gyms, with the swimming pools. What else? For sure, kitchens, spare places, halls, and other facilities for students' needs. And our hostels has been renovated 2 years ago, and they're quite new. So for students, we have 2-3 bedroom, rooms for the students, so they live together there. Right now we have right now we have around 3,000 international students from 50 countries.
Great.
So, and main students, from abroad are coming from Middle East, as you were right, from the countries like India, like Malaysia, like China, so like African continent for sure, not only the north part, but all the continent itself. So few students we have from Australia, from United States and Canada as well.
Whoa,
so yes, so as for the faculties, we have 7 faculties, but international students, they prefer to study in general medicine, in dentistry, and in pharmacy schools. Wow, that's it.
Okay, it is a great. And regarding to accommodation, ma'am, we provide accommodation for all international students.
Sure.
Is this accommodation is very near, and whether there facility for self-cooking?
Yes, sure. Our hostels, they are located around 15-20 minutes public transportation within the central building of the university, the main building as we used to call it. So, and for sure it has a kitchen area, it's equipped with the ovens, with the fridges, with the washing machines, so all the necessary things are there. And the location of the hostel is that there, some grocery shops are located nearby, as well as pharmacies, which might be needed for the students as well.
Yeah, it is very nice, because most of the foreign students firstly verify whether there is hostel.
Sure.
Yeah, most of the Russian universities have no hostel. I think very limited universities have hostel.
It's not only the Russian universities. Like in Italy, practically no universities they have hostels because they're the more university is old, the less hostels they normally have.
We are providing hostel, which is a great thing. Ma'am, another thing is students and parents are very bothered about the clinical exposure, the hospital facility, their clinical facility, practical facility. How is our practical or clinical facility?
Well, the Russian medical education system is designed the way all the students, so we don't have any different kind of approach in medical education for foreign or Russian students, so they have the same system.
Okay.
So foreign students, they could have two ways of study. One way is in Russian language, the second is in English. That is the difference, so no other. So for the students of the fourth and the second year, as well as they're too much young, so they have a sort of e-learning center where they can use special machines to train the knowledge they receive since the beginning. Since the third year, they have their practice their skills at the hospitals. This is why all the students, those who do not speak Russian, they're obliged to study Russian language. And again, this is very nice because each time you learn a language more, you are much more professional, and it's much more easier than in your life.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's it.
Yeah, it is a great thing. It means that third year onwards, students are mainly studying in hospitals.
Since the third years, yes, they do study their courses there.
Yeah, it is a
we call them cycles because as I used to say that the Russian medical education is an old German medical education standard. Okay. And it's like a layers, like a cake layers. Mm-hmm. So we do repeat each time with a more level.
Okay.
The main important things for the students, not like pieces of the pie, but slices.
Yeah.
This is a bit different. Exactly, definitely.
Okay, Ma'am, how many students in a classroom? Some countries there is 100, 200 students in a classroom.
No, we don't.
But how is our strength of students in a classroom?
The Russian educational standard is that we have no more than 12 students in a class,
nice.
Especially international, because we do understand that their English as well Russian is not very well. Okay. So to make them more clear, to make them more, adapted to the Russian culture and to the Russian life and to the Russian medical education standards, so normally they're less than 12.
Yeah, it is very good because student-teacher relation will be very strong. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it is very, very important. And during this time, international various types of countries, so each and every parents are looking safety and security, especially girls, And girls are largely going for medicine and also boys. From India, around 20 lakhs of students are attending NEET examination. Among these 20 lakhs, a major part are anyway they have to get medicine. So they are looking good university and as well as safety security. What about the safety and security of Volgograd and especially girls?
Well, I can tell you my own experience. So I would say that since the year 2000, I was enrolled into the international affairs. At the beginning at the city, then at the regional government, and right now the medical university. So due to that, we used to meet our delegations from abroad, and they're coming to Volgograd very late, around midnight, so then to bring them to the hotel and then to go home. Because I live downtown, so I used to go home, no transportation in the night. Yes. So it's safety. Since 2000, I used to go in the night at 2 in the morning. Yes. So you see, I'm still alive. So security situation is quite nice here in comparison with the other countries that I used to meet. So safety for me, it's even hard to stay abroad because each one is warning me, don't go out. But we are here going out. It's nothing is happening to us.
Everyone know about Russia. It's a well-developed, well-safest country. Anyhow, I just did a clarification.
You know what?
Absolutely.
Our hostels, our facilities are located mainly downtown and an area close to that.
Yeah.
So it's under all the cameras and all the security regulations. So
Yeah, sure. And I think Russia also give prior importance for the security of women also. Girls
Definitely.
And, yeah, that is also very good. And regarding to the medical treatment, you know, some students may become illness or some other issues. What they will do at the time of this type of illness?
you know, we do not recommend. It is an obligation for international students in Russian Federation to buy an annual medical insurance.
Yes.
So it costs, this year it costs around $40 per year.
Okay.
But each
It's
student...
very cheap. $40 is very cheap.
$40, yes.
Yeah.
So they are, in case they feel bad, they have our clinic, our own university clinic. They go there, they see a therapist. So a therapist is giving them a prescription in case they need any other specialists. I mean, so they will receive for sure a document, they would go there. But in Russian Federation, in case you feel very bad, you can call an ambulance and this is free of charge. And they bring you to a hospital.
Okay.
So due to the fact that all the hospitals in Volgograd region and in Volgograd itself, they're connected to our universities, they call us immediately to our office informing that our student is in a hospital. So we are well informed about that.
Okay.
So no problem.
It is
with
very
that.
good because it is a major concern of each and every parent. So medical insurance, this type of a very systematic arrangement is very nice for the students.
This is an obligation for them.
Yeah,
It is an annual one. They have to buy it each year.
Yeah, it is good. Anyhow, it is very cheap also. I know some other European countries, they are charging more the medical insurance.
Depends on the country.
Yeah, depends on the country. And another important thing, first year to sixth year, whether we are teaching in English medium or Russian medium.
If they decide to study in English, they will study in English.
Okay.
If they decide to study in Russian, they will study in
It is
Russian.
separate batch.
Absolutely.
Yes, okay, it is very good. Then, do they need to study Russian language additionally?
Listen, they in their educational program, it's almost enrolled the Russian language as well, separately. It's not for the subjects, it's absolutely apart the Russian language, which is almost included in a price, and it is a must due to the fact that the patients in Russia, they speak Russian.
Yeah, sure.
Mainly people when they're sick, they speak English, but their native language is Russian, they prefer to speak Russian.
Yes,
So
sure.
students should understand how to treat a patient in Russian language, to ask them, to receive answers, and etc.
Yes, sure.
Moreover, if our student is then sick, he would be easily explained to a doctor what happened to him.
Sure.
So that's it.
That is why each and every doctor must learn Russian language. You are
And
right.
then, when they do share with their Russian and other countries' representatives, they speak Russian between themselves.
Okay. It is very important. Every country they are teaching their mother language, especially in India. India, there are multi-linguistic country, and wherever the students study in each and separate state, they have to learn the language of that state. If it is in Kerala, they should learn Kerala, and if it is in Gujarat, students should learn Gujarat. It is a common thing. But Russia is if they study Russia, it is important to understand and to know more about the patients and communicate with the patients, as well as I think it opened a golden opportunity for each and every student
Yes,
in Russia.
I
That
do
is
agree.
another important merit. And next thing, Volgograd University, which are the accreditation and approval of this esteemed university?
We have an IAAR accreditation within the year 2029.
Yeah.
So it has an institutional accreditation and it has 3 programs accredited, which are general medicine, dentistry, and pharmacy.
Okay.
according to the request of the international students
Okay.
for our alumni. Yeah. And then as for USG, I believe, we do support our students' request via the system we have. So confirm that the student study here and etc. So we do have such a support for our students.
Okay. What about the ECFMG approval?
Yes.
We have
yes.
ECFMG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what about the WHO?
WHO is, as we say, this IAAR agency is responsible on the Eurasian area.
Okay.
And this because WHO, they have an affiliated sets of agencies in the world responsible for this or that area.
Yeah.
For us, a responsible agency is in Kazakhstan.
Yes.
So, and we received an accreditation within the year 2029, as I told you.
WFME.
So, yes, definitely.
Wow, great.
Yeah, so it's
WFME, I think very rare university only gets WFME. WHO approval will get everyone, but WFME it only gets very rarely. And also, WFME is will not get all universities. Anyhow, it is a very important thing. And another important thing is there any entrance examination for admission, or interview or entrance examination at the time of the admission?
Yes, we have an admission test for sure, and these depends. First, the three main examination. First is the language. Again, depends. If a student wants to study in English, it has to pass an English interview. First, to understand if he speaks not.
Yes.
If he decides to speak to study in Russian, he would pass a test in Russian language. Again, an interview with the Russian English language teachers. Then they have to pass, I believe, a biology, and then they pass the mathematics, chemistry. Yes, so sort of tests.
Yes.
So they're not so much hard.
At
least for me, so I'm quite.
And is it once students reach here or online entrance?
It depends on the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year we could provide that online.
Yeah, it is very
because
convenient.
we are a national university, we are not a private one.
Okay.
So we are working under the regulation of the Russian government.
Okay, it is very important. Ma'am, another important thing, especially for the students from India, they are looking NMC guidelines. If a university follow the guidelines, NMC order 18th November 2021. 18th November 2021 order very clearly says the criteria to follow each and every university to study or study for Indian students. What about our university condition, whether we follow guidelines?
Sure, we do follow, because annually we do receive a set of letters from Indian government via the Indian embassy. And we do serve all the requirements, as well as we are enrolled in the Indian Medical Commission on the general medicine, and right now we have applied for dentistry to be registered even there. So hopefully, because normally we do give a sort of certificate, because as I told you before, an educational program for Russians and Indians and other nationalities, they are equal. And at the end of the education, students, they do receive the same diplomas with the same attachment, where all the marks and the amount of practice, hours of practice are registered. We cannot change, like for Russians we can give one diploma, for Indians the other diploma. As I doubt that in India there are two types of the diplomas, one for the locals, the other one for the foreigners. This is the only one.
It's good.
Yes, then we have a sort of an attachment under the request, which is given in English. It is under the UNESCO standard. So it was developed for that. So, and this is what we give. Hopefully, if the Russian and Indian government would come to a conclusion this year and they would decide what kind of unique document we would provide for Indian students to satisfy the needs of the Indian government, it would be issued for sure.
Okay, it is a great information from your side. And you told me there are a lot of Indian students already studying here. What about the behavior? How are Indian students?
You know, well, Indian students are a sort of main feature of foreigners in the region and in the city. We have a sort of a long time tradition with the Indian students' festivals here. So they're nice students, they're very polite, they're very well educated. Then they are very open-minded, then they are very open in order to promote Indian culture for the Russian people.
Yeah.
I mean, the social activity of the Indian students is very high.
Yeah.
Like each year we have an Indian festival in the autumn time. Then we have an Indian week which we do in the central library of the region, which is very big, where we serve, a photo exhibition on India with our partner from India, so an Indian NGO. Yeah. Then we do set up a concert for the citizens with our Indian students. Then we do provide some Indian food for them, like sweets and etc. So because
really, you respect Indian culture. This is great. Thank you so much.
Welcome. And our residents, they love India so much. This is why we do keep that tradition. It's a sort of a legacy which came from our,
I'm very happy to hear this.
Sure, a lot. I have two sari, for example, and I used to wear that. Yes, really, I have.
Really, this relation started very earlier itself, since our independence, India-Russia relation, and we are maintaining this good relation, even though this critical time, India supporting Russia. It is very important. That is why we also, the citizens of India also like Russia too much. Then lastly, as a head of international admission, may I ask you, do you have any advice or suggestion for our students while they study here?
Well, first of all, for us it's an honor to host our international students, because this is not only for them, it's even for us. I mean, for the Russian students, for the Russian teachers, each new culture is giving for you a window of opportunity to learn a world.
Sure.
So all the international students who are coming to our university, they should remember that through them we judge a whole country.
Yes.
So it's a big responsibility as well. They do not bring only their families, they bring a whole country with them.
Okay. You're right.
So, as the same for Russians when they study abroad. So this is absolutely equal for everyone. So this is what we have discussed about Indian festivals like Diwali, this is very important, and we do record that with all the professional facilities and etc. So we do provide that for our residents. So they are included in many concerts, not only at the university itself, but in the city and in the region. So they're well famous. So they have to remember that, which is very important. Then, if they get an opportunity to learn one more language, is almost good.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's again an opportunity for them, because they will graduate, they will go ahead with these new colleagues.
Russian speaking many countries, not
Definitely, and only again, and their classmates and their students from different countries, they speak together with them in Russian as well.
Yes.
So in their future career, if they're going to be doctors, probably they're going to be politicians. Mayors and whatever, to have that social network, international, private international social network, would help them a lot.
Yes.
We have a special group for the girls, like they call it future leaders. So, and the students from our university, future medics. So the Russians, Indians, Egyptians, Iranians, Iraqis, so many of them, they're there. Yes, and they speak together, and they speak either English, either Russian. We discuss different aspects. So we do meet at least once a month. So, and we do discuss about many things, like we do treat them how to behave in front of the others, like to provide meetings, to host meetings, to take speeches, to speak via microphone, to speak via an auditory. Well, you know, Indian girl students, they are, as I told you, very well educated, and they're not, let me say, no, I mean, they are prepared. But many female students from Middle East country, they're very shy. They do not have such tradition or habits to speak with an auditory, to study with men, you know, together. This is why we try to do our best to teach them, because the world does not consist of the female only. You know, there are males as well, so they have to cooperate, and no one knows where the life will bring you tomorrow. So you have to be prepared, if you want, for sure, to be prepared to speak together, to discuss, to be able to demonstrate your position. So we do prepare them apart the general agenda, which is a medical education, but as well they have to be ready to go ahead in their life. So we do keep strong connections with our alumni as well. So that's what we're doing.
To open great opportunity throughout the world.
Hopefully. It's again, there is no, you know, the word no does not exist in this world. So whatever you want, you will get. But you have to put some efforts in that.
Really, you gave all the information about our university and also your suggestions and advice. Thank you so much for your valuable information. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.